Good morning, class 9. So, today we will be discussing a chapter that is The Little Girl, written by Catherine Mansfield. So, talking about Catherine Mansfield Murray, was an she was a prominent New Zealand modernist story writer and a poet. And she was born and brought up in colonial New Zealand and wrote under her pen name of Catherine Mansfield. And actually, her full name was Catherine Mansfield Murray. Okay. And at the age of 19, she left New Zealand and settled in England, where she became a friend of writers such as D.S. Lawrence, Virginia Woolf. Okay, so this is her life, and she was born in colonial New Zealand. Now, the story, The Little Girl, refers to a main character. Okay, that will that we will come across, and the little girl, actually the main character name is Kazia, sorry, Kezia. Okay, and the theme of the story is the relationship between the child and the children and their parents, and here the writer Catherine Mansfield want to tell us that children share a very important bond of love with their parents. Although when children are small, when they are young, they do not feel that their parents love them because their parents are strict and many actions of parents seems unjustified. But as children grow up, they realize that all the acts done by their parents were beneficial for them, and the parents were concerned for them, and beneath the strictness there lies a heart full of love for their children. And this bond of love between parents and their children has been highlighted through this text, right? Now, in the first 2 points, see, do you feel you know your parents better now than when you much younger? Perhaps you know, perhaps you now understand the reason for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. Actually, when we are small, we do not know why our parents are being strict with us. But as we grow up older, then we become mature, and then we realize that why they are being strict with us. And then we realize that our parents love us. So even the reader can also relate to this, and you all can also feel that when you are younger, the action your parents did, the strictness that they had towards you was for your betterment, for our betterment. And as you all grow up older and older, you will realize that in the past, whatever acts your parents did for you, that were for your betterment, and in fact they really loved you, right? And here this is a story about a little girl whose feeling for her father's change from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. And here, what do you mean by will probably find an echo in every home? That means that all the children will feel the same way, that how Kezia used to feel, and you all can relate to this feeling of the little Kezia. And just like Kezia is full of fear towards her father, and later on she understands his behavior and feels that she was concerned and he loved her, and all the children also have the same feeling towards their parents, and we can relate that by reading out this story. Okay, let read out the story, and I will explain line by line. To the little girl, he was a figure to fear and avoided. A figure to be feared means a person to be feared. So here, who is the figure to be feared here? That is Kezia's father, and he refers to Kezia, and So he refers to Kezia's father, and the little girl is Kezia, right? And the opening line here, the to the little girl he was figured to fear and avoided. So the opening line of the story is indicating that the fear that Kezia has for her father, and she is fearful of her father, and she tries to avoid him, and she tries to remain away from him, right? And every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father." So every morning before going to work, Kezia's father would visit her in her room and give her a casual kiss. And in reply, Kezia would say "Goodbye, father." And this action of Kezia's father shows his love for Kezia. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. So carriages like that time horse carts, okay, where means the convenience used to in older times, okay. So here we can make out the fear that Kezia has for her father, and the writer says that when Kezia heard that her father's carriage was going away from home and he was leaving home for his office, the sound became fainter and fainter. That means the sound reduced. So Kezia would have a sense of relaxation, and she would feel relieved that her father had left. And now, why did she feel relieved? Because she feared of her father, right? She was afraid of him, and she was, relieved when his father left home. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near a staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. But in the evening, when Kezia's father would return home, she would hear his loud voice, and his loud voice again made her afraid of him. "Bring me tea, bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there, and bring me my slippers." So as Kezia's father returned home, he would start ordering all the different things. He would order that tea be served to him in the drawing room. He wanted the newspaper. He would ask his mother to go and see if the newspaper was there outside the house, or he would ask her to get him his slippers also. Now in para 2, Kezia mother would call to her, "If you are good girl, you can come down and take off your father's boots." So Kezia mother would call out to her, and she asked her to remove her father's boot, and in order to make obey, she would say that if she was good girl, she surely would obey her command, right? Well, so slowly the girl would slip down the stairs more slowly, still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in the way that was terrifying to the little girl. So, just imagine Kezia's father sitting in the drawing room on a sofa and wearing his spectacles. And he is looking at Kezia over the spectacles. And now the way he looked at her, that terrified her, right? And she was horrified because maybe it seemed to her that he was staring at her. "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" So Kezia was reluctant in her walk. She was very slow in her motion, and that's why her father would tell her to hurry up and remove his boots and keep them out of the room. And then he would ask her if she had been a good girl that day. I don't know, father. So here the Kezia's reply that was a bit, you know, worriedly. Okay. And Kezia replied that she didn't know. And so why was she stammering? Because she was not confident, right? And a person is not confident when he has any feeling of fear, right? You don't know. If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. So here the Kezia's father is copying her, okay, and he also stammers like she did, and he says to her that if she stammered or stuttered like that, then her mother would have to take her to the doctor for a checkup. Now in para 3, she never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father because then she was trying to hard to say the words properly. So here the writer tells us that Kezia never stammered while she spoke to other people, but it was only when she talked to her father, and that time she lacked confidence, and that is why she tried very hard to speak properly, but she stammered. What is the matter? What are you looking so raised about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here Kezia carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Here raised means unhappy. Now Kezia's father looks at her and he feels that something is wrong with her, and he asked her why she is so unhappy. And then he tells the mother that she should teach Kezia behave in a better way and she should not appear because she is so unhappy that she is about to end her life. So he wants to say that Kezia seems to be so unhappy with her life, so she didn't want to live any longer. He hands her his teacup and asks her to place it back on the table. Right. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. Thinking about him alone and was like thinking about a giant. So here this is the feeling. This is the vision that Kezia has for her father. She feels that her father was so big, like a giant. And the writer says that Kezia felt that his hand and his neck and his mouth were so huge, especially when he yawned. And it seemed as if he was a huge monster. And whenever Kezia thought about her father, she felt that she was thinking about a giant, big giant. So up to this paragraph, here the writer is talking about the fearness, how Kezia felt for his father, right? On Sunday afternoon, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. So every Sunday during the afternoon, Kezia's grandmother sent her downstairs to the drawing room in order to spend time with her parents. And Kezia was supposed to behave in a nice and decent way in front of her father, and they had a formal get together. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. Here we feel that Kezia felt a bit neglected. Every Sunday afternoon, when she went to her parents to meet them in the drawing room and have a nice talk with them, they were busy doing their own work. And her mother was busy reading, and her father was busy sleeping and snoring. So Kezia had this image of her parents in her mind that they didn't talk with her, they didn't spend time with her, and on the other hand, they were busy doing their own stuffs, right? And she sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. So all the while Kezia's father was asleep, she would just sit on the stool and watched him carefully till the time he would wake up and stretch his body, and then he walked. Then she would ask the time and look at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. So Kezia's father would compare Kezia to a little brown owl. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Now Kezia was not well and she had a cold, so she was supposed to stay at home. And her grandmother suggested that as she was at home and her father's birthday was approaching, she could make a birthday gift for him. And she asked Kezia to make a pin cushion for him, and she also gave her a yellow colored fabric of silk that is to make the cushion. Laboriously with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. Laborious means with a lot of efforts. Okay, in the para 5 you see. So Kezia put lot of effort to make the birthday gift, but what to feel in it? That was the question. But now the question is that Kezia had prepared the bag, the cushion, and the big shape of the cushion. She had to stitch the fourth side, and before that she had to fill the cushion with something, and she didn't know what to fill, right? Then the grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps and some papers or some pieces of clothes that are not needed. So Kezia was confused that what should she use to fill the cushion. So her grandmother was out in the garden and she was just looking for something, and she reached her mother's bedroom and she was looking for bits of paper or clothes, right, for the cushion. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine papers, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case, then sewed up the fourth side. And that night there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for the port authority had been lost. Hue and cry means, angry protest. So there was a lot of shouting in the house because Kezia's father had prepared a speech for the port authority for a particular meeting, and he was unable to find it. And now we all know that where the speech has gone. It has been torn into tiny pieces and Kezia has stuffed it into the cushion, right? Rooms were searched, servant questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. So, the family searched everywhere and they asked their servants, but no one knew where the sheets of paper had gone. And finally, the mother reached the Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you don't see some papers on the table in our room? So Kezia's mother asked her that did she see some papers lying on a table in her mother's room? Oh yes, she said, I tore them up for my surprise. Now here we get to see that Kezia is an innocent girl and she didn't intend to harm anyone, and she was just preparing her birthday gift for her father. So he very truly, she tells her mother that she found some pieces of papers and she has needed them to stuff into the cushion. That's why she torn them and prepared her surprise gift, and that is a birthday gift that she had prepared for her father. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Now Kezia's mother is so furious when she comes to know that Kezia has torn the speech that her father is looking for. And she orders Kezia to come down into the drawing room at that particular moment. Okay. In para 6, and she was dragged down to where her father was pacing to and fro and hands behind his back. Now Kezia's father is in full of tension and his important document has been lost and Kezia is torn into pieces. Now Kezia will be scolded for the mischief that she has done. Well, he said sharply, mother explained. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, she whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn things. See that the child's put to bed this instant. Now, why is Kezia's father referring to the cushion that she was prepared as a damn thing? Because he is very angry at that time, and Kezia has torn his important document, right? And now he is very angry with Kezia and he stared at her and asked her if she had torn her the papers. And Kezia was so scared that she was again stammering. And then Kezia's father ordered her mother to go and bring that cushion downstairs and asked her to put Kezia to bed at that very moment. Right? Now in para 7. Okay, let's stop here. And the next day I will explain the rest of the text. Okay.